Friday is Fish Taco Day at Taco Tierra. The popular fish taco with Taco Tierra's special sauce is just $2.99 today and every Friday at Taco Tierra in Fairfield, Mount Carmel, and Princeton, Indiana. Add a little spice to your life at Taco Tierra.
Now time to check that Fairfield area weather forecast at 6 minutes past 8. Cloudy skies today with a high 55. Partly cloudy tonight, low 35. Partly sunny, 60 on Saturday. For Sunday, rain likely, a high 58. Scattered showers, 62 on Monday. And for Tuesday, scattered showers with a high of 62. Overnight low was 38. Yesterday's high 53. Inch and 57 1/100ths of an inch of rainfall yesterday here at the WFIW studios. Currently humidity at 99%. Winds are calm. The pressure at 29.91 and holding. Partly sunny skies, some fog in the low-lying areas, and 38 now at the WFIW studios east of Fairfield. It is time for morning coffee for this Friday morning.
Is that AC/DC? That is not AC/DC. But it does move. It has a beat, and I'm going to give it a 95.
Yeah, it's okay. I'd give it a 98.
It's easy to dance to. Dave Land and his
Nicky Nasal and his 9 nasty nose kickers.
Oh, God.
I was thinking Dave Land and his Funky Finger 5 band.
The Rainy Days. Joe Banana and his bunch, the band with appeal. All right.
Bobby
Fleet and his
Fleet,
band
the
with his beat. Yeah.
That's from
Bobby
Andy Griffith.
Fleet, the band.
that was from
Andy Griffith.
Andy Griffith, yeah.
Yeah.
Bobby Fleet. I call
Jim Lindsay played with that band.
That's right.
One of the Lindsay boys.
That's right. Yeah. All right. Well, now you've tripped something and you revealed something yesterday, Dave, that I wish you would have talked to me about beforehand.
We were up against the gun, and I knew I had to get a call in quickly. Are we talking about the same thing?
No, we're talking about this. That you kind of unzipped the fly on this one, and has created a real problem for me in town. It came up at Rotary yesterday.
Right. We're talking about the same thing.
All right.
About Megyn Kelly?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. And by the way, thank you for joining us on Morning Coffee, the show about nothing. And you can see more about nothing on Facebook. You can see nothing, actually.
Actually, 3 nothings.
3 nothings on
Three
Facebook.
Stooges.
If you go to Facebook, you can hit a link that will bring you to our video presentation on YouTube of Morning Coffee. Now, I refer to what Dave did yesterday, which was just...
And by the way, I'll just throw in this disclaimer. The images seen on Morning Coffee are not necessarily the images that we would like to project to you.
Yes.
Because we've all got faces for radio.
Member FDIC.
All right, well, let's get serious here for a moment. I want to keep the listeners and
you've got a
viewers,
contract update, don't you?
I do. Apprised of the latest. Dave, you opened your mouth yesterday and revealed the fact that we are negotiating with former CNN and NBC talk host Megyn Kelly.
Fox, not CNN.
Oh, you're right. Oh, my. Well, you think she's talking to CNN?
Well, I don't know, but we have...
If she's talking to CNN, we've got a bigger problem.
We have a prepared news release for when we complete negotiations that mentions Fox, so I didn't want CNN.
Here's the problem. She wants to become a regular host, at least we've talked about, of Morning Coffee, and I was forced to confirm that here yesterday, that there had been talks. You might know that her talent agency, CAA, no longer representing Megyn Kelly after she recently made some controversial remarks about blackface on her NBC morning show. Mm-hmm. CAA declined to name a reason for Kelly's departure from the agency, but a source told The Hollywood Reporter in a post published Wednesday that Kelly left because CAA also represents NBC president Noah Oppenheim. That's probably a good idea to get out of there.
How do you spell conflict? I think it is.
Yes, absolutely. CAA told us yesterday that they are not aware of now who is representing Kelly. That's the beginning of the problem that I have. This puts me in an odd situation. First of all, we really have room for only 3 announcers in this studio, so if Kelly expresses an interest, it would require addition by subtraction, and I won't go there now. Kelly also hired Brian Friedman, a top Hollywood talent lawyer, on Wednesday, suggesting she may be preparing to negotiate an exit from NBC. Well, we're hoping that. That's the reason why we've opened discussions with her.
That's a big contingency.
I have talked to Friedman's office, and I have to say I offered the entire package in order to get her attention.
Mm-hmm.
I told her I would offer an additional $1 an hour if she offered to clean up after I forget to put my cup under the Keurig.
Any response to that request?
I think there'll be a counter.
You know, something this big
Yes.
does not happen overnight. So we have put out, I guess we could say, feelers, and we'll just see where this goes. I've had people yesterday said, don't get your hopes up on this.
Yes.
But we've asked.
Well, I mean,
we're trying to work a deal.
And here it is.
We know we can't pay what she made.
For a moment, he works the board, so I don't know how I'm going to get rid of him, okay?
So, yeah.
I'm the general manager, okay?
So.
What do you think that means?
Yeah.
All right. So anyway, at this point, I just want to say this. I have brought in outside counsel.
I could be her driver.
No.
Would she have to have a driver?
She might need a driver. Baby, you can drive her car?
Baby, you can drive my car?
No, baby, you can drive. Baby, he can drive her in the minivan.
Well, it would take an
minivan. We're going to have to work on that negotiation. She's not riding in a minivan.
It would take an experienced driver, because current employees and past employees at the radio station know that this parking lot can be a little treacherous when there's snow on the blacktop out there.
Learned that last year.
Did you?
Because somebody came to pick up a prize and they got stuck, so I had to help push them out.
It's so deceiving. But
I have one additional thing to say. I have hired an outside legal counsel, somebody else to help me, not necessarily a lawyer, but somebody that's skilled in negotiations.
You might throw
Walt
into
Townsend has been acquired.
Walt's
going to help me as a middleman.
But he's on just retainer.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
not a full-time employee. He's just a retainer to help me in the negotiations with Megan. And
what can we do to sweeten the offer? We could throw in a date with Double D. So
they'd go to Buffalo Wild Wings and order the blazing. Just have a big time.
My understanding is Megan is very fond of chicken wings.
Okay.
So there you go.
Right.
That's an update. I don't want to go. I don't want to go
No.
any further with that, because anything else is detrimental, Dave, to my continuing negotiation.
We have said all that we can publicly state. At this time, we may have an update Monday. Speaking of an update, I want to remind again our listeners, the clothesline is closed today and tomorrow. They'll reopen Monday with their new Christmas stuff.
All right. Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back on Morning Coffee.
Carnaby Square has all the ways to look chic and comfortable and accessorize all of your looks for fall. They shop the best markets to bring you cool boutique brands. New labels are on the horizon at Carnaby Square, so stay informed. Check them out on their Facebook page, website, and right here on WFIW. Watch for new deliveries this week. Multiples in red, black, cider, oatmeal, and Loden. Stop in. The Carnaby girls are always ready to assist you with your perfect look, no matter what the season. Carnaby Square, your fashion leader in downtown Fairfield.
At Hamilton Memorial Family Clinics, your family's care team is close to home. But it's not just about convenience, it's compassionate, quality care. From routine care, vaccines, and DOT physicals to acute needs like disease management, x-ray, and lab work. Hamilton Memorial Hospital Family Clinics in Carmine and McLeansboro have you covered. Plus, same-day appointments are available and a Carmine walk-in clinic on Saturdays for those unexpected illnesses. With 6 providers and 8 specialty care clinics, maybe it's time to take another look at Hamilton Memorial Hospital Family Clinics.
Hi, this is Bill Stevens with another time capsule quiz. Which month and year was it when Mikhail Gorbachev came to Washington to meet with President Bush?
Mr. President, you deserve great credit for your part in these transforming events.
The entertainment world lost Sammy Davis Jr. and Muppet creator Jim Henson. Ari Lyondike won the Indy 500 and broke the speed record by 15 miles per hour. Bill Ranford led the Edmonton Oilers to their 5th Stanley Cup in 7 years. And this is what the radio is laying down.
this.
Okay, think it over. The answer and a little bit of the top song from the month and year are coming up.
Pride in our prairies and respect for our freedoms. Southern Illinois, where the farmers harvest crops with cracked fingers. Where doers spend long nights growing small businesses. Where keeping communities safe is a God-given right. Natalie Phelps-Finney has fought to protect our way of life. Natalie helped break the gridlock in Springfield, working with Democrats and Republicans to cut through government regulations. Now, farmers ship more produce, businesses have cut costs, and Southern Illinois is seeing opportunity. Natalie is endorsed by the Illinois Farm Bureau Activator because she is a farmer too. Natalie has defended our Second Amendment rights, keeping our families and farms safe. Natalie is a woman of faith, defending family values, fighting for lower taxes, standing with our veterans, and working to keep our communities safe. Natalie Phelps-Finney, a fighter with grit and grace for Southern Illinois. Paid for by Illinois Farm Bureau Activator.
May 1990.
Madonna and Vogue, the top song of May 1990. This is Bill Stevens for tcapsule.com. Back soon with another time capsule.
We were speaking about Megyn Kelly and NBC and Fox News. Well, what was rumored earlier now appears to be a done deal, and that is former Fox News host and current State Department spokesperson Heather Nauert, I think it's Heather Nauert,
yes,
has reportedly been offered the job as U.S. ambassador to the United Nations. She would be replacing Nikki Haley,
right,
who stepped down after 2 years. I was really surprised when Nikki Haley stepped down, but Heather will do a fine job. I mean, she's got some experience there, but that's the top pick from President Trump. Of course, subject to Senate confirmation, but it's safe to assume that she'll be grilled.
All right. Good morning. You're on Morning Coffee.
This is Renee with City of Albion, and I wanted to fax a copy of our water flushing lines for next week to you to put on the radio.
Okay, we'll take this off the air.
Is Jeff back there? He isn't. We'll have him call you. Thank you very much. So we'll have Jeff call. I was going to say Heather Nauert.
Nauert. I'm not, yeah. It's Nauert or Nauert, whatever. We know who we're talking about.
Absolutely. And since she works for CNN, she's kind of she's probably a homely girl.
She worked for
right?
Fox. She worked for Fox.
Oh, well, then she's a homely girl. I'm sure there's not a problem.
Oh, my.
Roger Ailes had some
some
talent.
Sure did. Oh, look at that. Nobody's there.
Guys, here's something that's kind of it's almost funny, had a happy ending. But this American Airlines baggage handler, unnamed, worked for Piedmont Airlines. I didn't know Piedmont was still in business, but they are. He fell asleep in the cargo hold of a plane which flew from Kansas City, Chicago. Well, he's admitted that alcohol played a role in this.
Really?
He was working at Kansas City International Airport on Saturday. He, quote, inadvertently fell asleep in the forward cargo hold of a Boeing 737.
Not inadvertently. He was hiding.
Passed
800.
out.
Yeah.
The plane landed around 7 a.m. Man did not seek medical attention, but a Chicago police spokesman confirmed that the man said he was drunk. And he allegedly told Chicago police that he was intoxicated and passed out, flew back to Kansas City on another flight, and
promptly lost his job, I'm sure.
Well, the standard line is the American team is very concerned about this serious situation, and we are reviewing what transpired with our Piedmont and Kansas City colleagues.
I bet you that was cold in
Well,
there.
the good news about that is he remains unnamed. Now, everybody at Piedmont knows who he is.
Yeah. Probably most people at American Airlines have an idea who it is as well.
So don't drink and be an air cargo handler.
I just got this in a very unfunny way. Just got this from the Fairfield Police Department. Last night at 7:10, officers responded to a vehicle versus pedestrian crash in the 700 block of South First Street. A Ford truck was traveling south on First Street and struck a bicycle operated by a 31-year-old Fairfield man. His name, Shannon Cohn. Cohn was located and had severe injuries, and he was taken to Mount Vernon, so we don't have any information more about what happened. That just came out from the Fairfield Police Department, and so I thought I'd pass that along. You'll hear more about it during the new news.
The lighting on some of the streets in Fairfield leaves, it's a problem. And let me give you an example. Center Street has street lights, but the leaves, when the leaves are on the tree, the lights don't shine very far. And we had trick-or-treaters everywhere the other night. The advice had been for the little goblins and ghosts and whatever to wear some kind of safety strip.
Yeah, reflective tape or
That's
something.
it, on the back or something. And another bit of advice is don't wear masks, use the paint face because the kids, the peripheral vision's cut down.
And carry a flashlight, too.
Carry a flashlight, absolutely, because they're walking in strange areas. And then this morning driving out here, my gosh, as soon as I hit just outside of town, it was foggy.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I came earlier than that, I guess. You know, you just mentioned the guy that fell asleep in the cargo hold.
Yes.
This is even better. A Japan Airlines pilot who arrived shortly before a flight was nailed for being drunk 10 times the legal alcohol limit for a pilot. The incident came only a day after another Japanese carrier reported multiple delays, blamed a hungover pilot that called in sick. So how do you expect? I personally can't navigate my Pontiac down a well-striped highway, and how do you show up 10 times the legal limit and decide that you're going to take off a jetliner and land it somewhere?
What would 10 times 0.08 be?
Well, I don't know if it's 10 times.
10.08?
It can't be.
It would be.
It would be dead, is what it would be.
I would think so. Yeah, but I think the legal limits for alcohol usage for pilots
is less.
Like
than
0.0. It would have to be
0.02,
0.01 or 0.02. Yeah, it's very low.
Yeah.
You know, when you land, you want it to be at the designated airport. You know what I mean? You don't want to. I don't know. I just I landed.
That's happened.
Where am I? Fairfield, Illinois. I mean,
that has happened where pilots have landed at the wrong airstrip.
50 years ago today.
Wrong way, Corrigan.
Yes. 50 years ago today, what happened? Famous.
50 years ago today?
50 years ago today.
November 2nd of 1968.
No. 50. Well, wait a minute. Time out. It has to be 70. It has to be 70. Excuse me. 70 years ago. My math is
70 years ago.
Yes.
So 1958?
Oh.
Interstates.
48.
Oh, 48.
War of the Worlds.
No. Good guess.
No, that was 38. I think War of the Worlds.
Yeah, and it would have been Halloween.
Yep.
1948
in November.
November 2nd, something about, the war was over. Mm-hmm. Korea. Give us a hint on the subject.
It would have been elections.
Oh, Dewey. Truman.
Yes,
Truman.
There it is.
Holding up the...
That's not the famous headline, but...
Truman was elected.
Yes, Truman was elected, and nobody believed, including poor Dewey, believed that was going to happen.
But isn't that the one?
That's the famous headline.
The picture where it says Dewey defeats Truman or something.
And Harry's holding it up on the back of a railroad car. If I'm not mistaken, might have been in St. Louis.
What did the S stand for in Harry S. Truman?
Don't say anything, because I know it. See if he knows it.
Stephen, Samuel, Sylvanus.
Go ahead, Dave.
It stood for nothing. It was just the letter S.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got it.
Kind of like the J in Michael J. Fox, right?
I don't know. Is that it?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
You got to admire a
Can I
mother
change
can do
the
that.
subject for a minute because I thought of it a moment ago?
We're on a stream. We're on a beat here, Dave.
Well, this is kind of interesting because I don't think a lot of our listeners will know this, and it's very local. Angel McGuire speaking at Rotary yesterday. Did you hear her give the population of Fairfield?
4,800.
No, 4,944. 4,944.
Under 5,000. Let's put it that way.
Based on 2016 numbers, which may be of course, the census is every 10, which will be in 2020. In 1960, I and many others can remember the population sign for Fairfield said 6,400. Now it is almost 60 years later. Whatever.
We're not very good at math this morning, are we?
In the last in the 2010 census, it was 5,200, and yesterday we're told 4,944. I have always Wayne County geographically is it the biggest county?
The largest county.
The
in
largest
state.
county by size, not population.
720 square miles.
And the population of the county, I always used to say it was 18,000. Now it's
in the 17s now.
It's closer to 17 or maybe just under. Are young people coming back? Yes. Are they coming back in droves? No. Are there a lot of opportunities here? There are opportunities. I don't know about a lot, but there are some opportunities, and I totally understand Airtex leaving didn't help the cause. Airtex was a wonderful employer. I remember in the summer, some of my buds would work at Airtex, between college years and what have you. But 4944 Fairfield population as of now.
I got to tell you, I forgot, and I've got to go in during one of the breaks. We got letters.
All right.
And one of the letters is to you, Dave, because they don't think you reminisce enough.
All right.
Go ahead.
Take that break.
Is your credit on the right track? At Expressway Credit Express, we can get you on the road to finding the perfect vehicle at the payment you can afford. Whether you've had a divorce, medical bills, foreclosures, repossessions, or even a bankruptcy, Expressway Credit Express guarantees your credit approval. You are approved. We guarantee it. No matter what you're going through, let Expressway Credit Express get you back on track. Located at the Expressway Auto Mall of America in Mount Vernon, Indiana, or visit creditexpressmtvernon.com.
Google, the company that virtually owns every single move you make on the internet, advertises on TOC Radio. Geico, the insurance outfit run by Warren Buffett, does the same. Home Advisor, Hotwire, Hulu, Netflix, Angie's List, Zillow, Hotels.com, Amazon, Priceline, and Wayfair all advertise on Mass Reach Radio, TOC Radio. Those companies only exist on the internet. What do they know that you may not? Internet-targeted advertising is weak at establishing new customers. For new customers, they turn to mass reach media like TOC Radio. They know if the consumer knows you before they need you, you'll get the click more often. Internet advertising is a perfectly viable way to advertise. But if someone tells you to throw all your advertising on the internet, tell them you will. Just as soon as Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, and Larry Page do the same. TOC Radio. Mass media.
If it's hard to recognize the music, it's because it's different. That's all I want to say about it, okay? Letters. We get letters.
You want us to sing that song now?
Do you have that song?
No, I can't play that song, I don't think.
You can't. No, not anymore.
Yeah.
Try it.
All right.
Let's try it.
We can sing it, though.
Let's try it later. Go ahead, Michael.
Letters. We get letters.
Badges? I don't need no stinking badges.
This is from Gary McGee from Louisville, who's a good listener way up north there.
Way up north.
He loves when you reminisce, Dave, about the good old days in Fairfield, back prior to automobiles. Remember when we used to go out there and pump to get our bucket of water in the morning? Yeah. Anyway, he says he wanted to know, one of the questions he had of you is, who was the varsity basketball coach in 1970 and 71? Do you know that?
My guess would be Larry Odom.
Okay. Does anybody know better?
Is that your final answer?
He was in 68, and if it wasn't Mr. Odom then, I don't know. Maybe a listener will call and correct my statement.
All right. And he also sent, and in my formerly milk-stained hands before that became a part of an anti-PETA campaign, I have what is said to be the best Broadway musicals made into movies. And I just want to see if you guys could hit any of these. They're a Broadway musical that are made into a movie. And I know you would...
Mamma Mia does not count. Well, I guess it was made into a movie. Yeah, it was.
Sure was.
Chicago.
I'm looking. Hold on a second. I'm looking at the... I'm looking at this. Chicago. Mamma Mia. There's Mamma Mia.
How about Mame?
I'm looking for Mame. Did Mame become a movie?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Les Miserables.
Les Miserables?
The Miserables?
Yep,
the Miserables.
The Miserables, yeah. Les Mis.
Chicago's there.
The
You said
Deplorables?
it right. Not the Deplorables.
Yes. Now, we're talking movies? Or no,
we're
musicals that were made into a movie.
Musicals.
West Side Story.
It's got to be here, don't
has
you think?
It has to be number one.
It's there.
Yeah.
It's not number one.
A Star is Born.
A Star is Born. I'm looking. I don't see A Star is Born. No.
I don't think A Star is a Star. I don't think that's been a Broadway musical.
Probably not.
I know there's been 4.
Do I ever go to watch musicals? No, except Mamma Mia. I saw that at the Fox Theater, the play or the musical. It was wonderful.
Hair.
Hair. No, that's not a movie, is it?
Oh yeah, what
did it turn out to be?
Jesus Christ Superstar.
No, I don't.
Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors. No, that did.
Guys, it's Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh no! Please don't turn into the.
I'm trying to keep this G-rated.
Well, do your thing right now, because you already told me 4 times about daylight saving time.
Okay, let's talk about daylight saving time.
But let me hit the ones that you didn't hit on the musicals. Okay.
Oh, I've been waiting all morning.
All right, Showboat.
Okay.
1951. Oklahoma, 1955.
76 trombones in the...
The King and I, 1956. My Fair Lady, 1964.
Harrison.
The Sound of Music, 1965.
The Hills Are Alive.
Funny Girl, 1968.
Barbra Streisand.
Oliver, 1968.
Gene.
Fiddler on the Roof, 1971.
Zero Mostel.
Cabaret.
Joel Grey.
Cabaret. Okay, I was waiting to see if he's going to correct me.
No, Cabaret.
Cabaret. All right.
Grease. It's the word.
Oh, that's right.
Dreamgirls. That's it.
John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John. Okay, folks, everything you wanted to know about daylight saving time, it goes into effect.
Did you say saving time?
I did, and I'm going to talk about that.
All right.
Should it be savings time?
No.
Daylight saving time.
You walked into his trap.
I did, didn't I?
When you retire tomorrow night, and I love that phrase. When you retire tomorrow night.
I retired.
Am I losing my job
5 months ago?
Daylight saving
you're
time.
You're only losing your job if I can work this deal with Megyn Kelly, but I'm not telling you that right now. Go ahead, Dave.
Okay.
Now wait a minute, who's going to run the board?
Daylight saving time. Do you know why it started? It was an energy conservation trick during World War I and became a national standard in the 1960s. The idea is that in the summer months, we shift the number of daylight hours we get into the evening. So if the sun sets at 8 instead of 7, we'd presumably spend less time with the lights on in our homes at night, saving electricity. You really don't. You just shift it. It's going to be dark in the morning, so you're going to have more lights on in the morning and whatever.
I always thought it was for the farmers, so they have more time to be on the fields.
Well, whatever. It just, no. It's not daylight savings time. There's no S on saving. We got to get that right.
I guarantee you there will be phone calls or text messages to the radio station this weekend from somebody.
I've already told them.
All right.
Why doesn't Arizona change its clocks?
They're strange.
Mm-hmm.
They have a simple way of dealing with it. They ignore it. Most of the state ignores it. I like that.
Aren't there some parts of Indiana that do not change either?
Yes, there is.
Yes, because we have one of our daughter's in-laws live. There's a town in Indiana just east of Champaign called State Line.
Mm-hmm.
Guess it's pretty close to the state line.
Oh, that's probably a good given.
And then I think they live in Covington, Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a doctor's appointment in Champaign and you live in Covington, they have to say now your appointment's at 10 a.m. and that's Champaign time.
We do that all the time. Because I have to go to Vincennes once a month. I have to talk to people in Vincennes on a regular basis. And the line, us being on the line, is very confusing. My phone doesn't detect the difference when I cross over the river to go to Vincennes.
Doesn't switch automatically,
no.
And Hawaii doesn't observe daylight saving time.
That's easy for them. You don't have to go across the state line there.
Florida earlier this year, actually, Florida approved the delightfully named Sunshine Protection Act, which seeks to permanently leave Florida in daylight saving time. Can we abolish it? It would take an act of Congress.
Really?
Yep.
Man.
So when you retire tomorrow night.
Retire.
Yes. Well.
Set your fall back, spring forward. So if you forget, I always get confused on this. If you forget to set your clocks back tomorrow night, would you be early or late if you go to church Sunday morning?
This is way too confusing.
I
think you'd be really early. All I know is if you fall back, that means instead of getting up at 4:30, 5 o'clock, now I'm getting up at 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Right.
Okay. And that's another thing.
You're losing an hour of sleep.
It messes up your body clock. It does. One time zone difference can create a problem for you. Go overseas and you're a mess for 10 days.
Well, that's because Dave is a world traveler, and so he knows about and casually talks. He casually talks about jet lag. And here's what I've got. Every once in a while, I'll go to Albion. I have county lag. That's about the extent of my traveling.
County lag.
Yes. Right. I can't explain it. I'm just telling you.
Can you explain it?
Explain? Here's somebody. You know what? Remember the old story about the chicken and the pig, about how when it comes to breakfast, the chicken is a contributor, but the hog is committed when it comes to the bacon. You understand what I'm saying here? Okay. Here's a guy that you need to look at. He's an actor. He appeared on a television show, Better Call Saul and Longmire. He admitted to a local news outlet on Monday that he severed his arm and lied about it and how it happened by posing as a war veteran. A guy from Albuquerque, New Mexico, Todd Latourette. He said he had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. He sawed off his arm during a psychotic episode 17 years ago and had been off of his medicine at the time. I would think so.
Yeah.
I severed my arm with a skill saw, he says. The state of my mind was a psychotic episode. But he thought that would give him, and he got 2 acting jobs because people felt sorry for him.
Remember me talking about the Ginsu knife the other day?
Yes.
They only used PVC pipe and tomatoes in the commercial. Not an arm.
This guy could have used it. And he could have still used your Ginsu knife because it's still sharp enough to be able to cut a tomato.
I tell you what, folks, they really, really work. Remember a guy by the name of, were you done with that?
Yes,
good.
I think so. Yeah.
Does anybody remember the name Ron Popeil?
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they did the little fishing rod that you can pull out of your pocket.
Ronco.
It dices.
Oh, do you remember some of those commercials, those infomercials that he had?
Do you remember Saturday Night Live when Dan Aykroyd was Julia Child?
The Bassomatic?
Well, and she cut a vein, and it was that was funny. That's when Saturday Night Live was funny. You had Aykroyd, Belushi. I saw the first season of that. Yeah, it was a long time ago. It was in 1975, 76. Garrett Morris for the hearing impaired. Yes. Remember him in the corner? He was yelling. And
did you hear?
That was funny.
Did you hear what the last? Not funny, but I thought interesting. Did you hear the top of the hour news? The guy that got executed in Tennessee last night. What his last two words were?
Let's get it on.
Nope.
Yes, I forgot.
Let's rock.
Let's rock. Well, Gary Gilmore, who faced the firing squad in Utah in 77, around 19, I think his last words were, let's do it.
I'd have to think about what my last words would be. You know what I mean? I'd want them to be profound. Of course, that's not bad. Let's rock's probably going to be talked about for at least another day or two.
And you know, we've been sitting around talking about what your tombstone would say. Real happy subject.
Yeah, that's
okay. Do you guys?
By the way, let me ask: can you buy a tombstone at the large store out west of town? You can get a casket there. Can you get a tombstone as well?
That I'm not sure of.
Okay,
let's look it up.
Does this name ring a bell? Johnny Cochran.
Oh, sure. African-American attorney who represented O.J. As a part of the Dream Team, the legal Dream Team.
Well, on Facebook years ago, it had pictures of celebrity tombstones.
He really does have something
and on Johnny Cochran, it was actually Johnny Cochran Jr. Underneath it, in quotes, it said, O.J. did it.
No. No.
It was... No. I'm sure it was fun. And who was the other guy? Robert Kardashian.
Yes.
Bob Kardashian, yes. The father of the do-nothing Kardashian girls.
Yes.
Paris Hilton. Anybody hear about Paris Hilton anymore? She was one of those people that did nothing and was a celebrity.
Right.
Wasn't a singer.
She kind of fallen off the face of the earth, hasn't she?
And what about the other attorney in the Dream Team?
F. Lee Bailey.
And then there was another guy, Robert, who does commercials where you can write your own will.
Oh, yes.
Robert, I'll never forget his name.
Yes, you will.
Oh, what's his name?
Somebody's going to yell from the other room before it's over with.
And the white Bronco. I think it was for sale maybe at a...
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Okay. 842-3715 is the phone number. By the way, somebody wants us to do trivia from 1994.
I can not find anything on bigboxstore.com
that says you have
tombstones or anything like that.
My favorite was, back in the day, Philadelphia was the punchline to many jokes.
Oh, yeah.
And one of the comedians that always made jokes about Philadelphia was W.C. Fields. I've always been a huge fan of some of the old movies with W.C. Fields.
And he did really drink, didn't he?
Oh, my, did he drink.
Well,
yes.
I don't think Foster Brooks did. I don't think Dean Martin did as much as he
I don't think Dean Martin drank at all.
I don't know, but...
I think he must have.
I think I read somewhere where every one of those drinks he had in those specials... That was iced tea.
Well,
anyway,
remember
W.C. Fields, on his tombstone, it says, "All things considered, I'd rather be in Philadelphia." Thought that was pretty good.
Do you remember a group called Dino, Desi, and Billy?
I do
No,
not.
You're too young.
Yeah.
Okay.
We need to take a break. We'll be right back.
I know it's sometimes hard to tell, but we've made real progress in Washington these last 2 years. Hi, this is John Shimkus, your congressman. We've reduced the size of government, put great judges on the bench, and unleashed the most prosperous economic growth in decades. But sometimes it's hard to see the progress because liberals will do and say anything to hide the facts. They don't want a strong economy, full employment, or higher incomes. All the liberals care about is getting power, no matter who it hurts. If they win, it'll just be more resist, more obstruct, more delay. This is John Shimkus. Please join me on Tuesday, November 6th, and vote for men and women who will rein in wasteful spending, keep fighting for good judges, and work to keep our country and our economy strong. This is John Shimkus, and I approve this message because if liberals win in November, your family's future well-being will be hurt for decades to come.
Tuesday, November 6th, vote John Shimkus, our congressman. Paid for and authorized by Volunteers for Shimkus.
Time to talk with Larry Lyday from One Stop Flooring in Mount Vernon. Good morning, Larry.
Hey, Mark. Good morning.
How's it going over there in Mount Vernon?
Oh, a little drizzly, foggy, fall day, cloudy, but the store's 72 degrees, bright lights on.
Yeah.
We're geared up, ready to go for
new home
finish this week strong.
You bet you. New home for Benjamin Moore Paints in the Mount Vernon in the area, period, not just the Mount Vernon area. And also, you guys are getting set for Christmas. It's November now. It's time to start bringing out the Christmas,
Mark,
right?
Exactly, Mark. Yeah, the paint's all set up and all the sundries. So anybody that's looking for some Benjamin Moore paint or has used it in the past, or their family or friends, and wondered where they could get it, it's back in Mount Vernon. Ben is back, so we're excited about that. We had a great turnout this week for an after-hours thing with the chamber, and we've actually been getting calls from some of the painters in your area, actually, for Benjamin Moore paint. So, as I told you, some of the guys have been going to Evansville and getting it, so they're going to have an option to come over here now, so we're excited about that. The National Care Stand Month, Mark, $3 rebate. There's another week to go on that. That's ending real soon. $3 back on the Care Stand carpets. And the LVP that's waterproof.
And if you're looking for, you're having those holiday parties, and you're wanting to get some new flooring for those parties to make your house look good, it's time to get on the schedule for installation now.
Yeah, Mark, because we're pretty well, we're probably past Thanksgiving. There could be a couple opportunities before Thanksgiving, depending on what you do, but a lot of stuff is scheduled after that, and and as you say, Christmas will be next, and people like to get stuff done so they can put their trees out and their decorations, and stuff. They don't want to be disrupted. So if you've got a room or two, you're thinking, man, I'd love to get that before I put my decorations out. Get your fabric and get your swatches, and we got the paint samples, and get in here and let's get something scheduled and get it taken care of so you can get your decorations out and be ready to go.
All right. Larry, as always, thanks for joining us. We appreciate the visit. We'll talk to you next Friday.
Yeah, we're here today and tomorrow till 3, so anybody's got projects, come by or give us a holler. We'll take good care of them.
All right. Larry Lyday from One Stop Flooring in Mount Vernon joins us every Friday morning here on the WFIW Morning Show. And we're going to get into some radar weather here in just a second. It is brought to you by Conard Financial Group for the radar weather for this Friday morning.
Are your retirement savings scattered about in several old 401ks and IRAs? Let Conard Financial Group provide you with education on what options you may have. Call Conard Financial Group at 842-7855 today and take control of your retirement assets. Raymond James Financial Services, member FINRA, SIPC. Life well planned. Like our page on Facebook, Conard Financial Group.
Now let's check that Fairfield area weather forecast. Cloudy skies today, high 55. Partly cloudy tonight, low 35. Partly sunny, 60 tomorrow. For Sunday, rain likely, high 58. Scattered showers, 62 on Monday. And for Tuesday, scattered showers with a high 62. Overnight low was 38, yesterday's high 53. An inch and 57 1/100ths of an inch of rainfall here at the studios yesterday. Currently, humidity is at 98%. Winds are calm, pressure at 29.6 and holding. Partly cloudy skies, 38 right now at the WFIW studios east of Fairfield. Radar weather looking good as well. Nothing showing up in the entire state of Illinois, nor in any of the adjoining states.
Radar Weather has been sponsored by Conard Financial Group at 510 West Delaware in Fairfield, with securities offered through Raymond James. Conard Financial Group, investing in the community since 2003.
All right. Welcome back to Morning Coffee.
Wanted to mention that we've put our plans together for Tuesday night, election night. We will be joining at 6 o'clock in the evening Fox News Radio for wall-to-wall live coverage of the national elections. We'll be breaking in 3 times an hour to be able to give local election coverage. There are not many races of local interest, but we also know that Fox will not be as attentive to things like our governor's race, which we would be. And so Jeff Vaughn will be here and I will be here, and we will we'll do that from 6 o'clock until it's time to... actually, I think Fox is going to stay on until midnight here. It'll be all talk. It'll all be information about the national scene as well as our local scene. So I wanted to apprise everybody of that.
And don't forget high school volleyball tonight. 6:25 the broadcast time as the Mules take on Nashville at Hamilton County. And then football tomorrow at 12:45 as the Mules take on Williamsville at the Train Yard.
The winner of tonight's volleyball action plays when?
1:30 p.m. a week from today.
1:30 p.m. next Friday.
Yep, and that's approximate a time on that.
Is that up north?
That is in Bloomington Normal at Redbird Arena on the campus of ISU.
Trust me, folks, it's a 3-hour drive from Fairfield to Bloomington. I don't care if you go to Detroit and then head back south. It's 3 hours from Fairfield.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Let's do some Did you have something else, Bernie?
No.
Okay.
I was just wanting to make sure everybody understood. There's a lot of broadcast plans over the next several days, including tonight's volleyball game, including tomorrow's football game, weekend news, as well as election next Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Things are going to be popping here around the old radio station. Dave.
What was the top song of 1994? I'll give you a clue. Do you want to hear the title or the artist? For you geniuses.
Well, why don't you give us the artist and we'll give you the title.
Okay, here's the artist. Boys to Men.
I don't know, and I don't care.
I thought you had their CD. No, not you? Okay.
Not me, no.
Do you want a clue on the first word?
Sure.
Isle.
Isle?
I''LL.
I'll Make Love to You.
Very good. Man.
I don't want to go there.
I didn't realize that was the top song of 94.
The big movies, 3 big movies. One of them starred Tom Hanks.
1994?
Uh-huh. It's the obvious. Come on.
Big?
No.
Oh, Forrest Gump.
Yes. Another one starred Arnold Schwarzenegger and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh, True Lies.
Isn't that fun?
That was
and the
a
other one,
great
I don't
movie.
know who was in it, but it was The Lion King. Was that
James Earl Jones?
Was the voice?
Was the voice of one of them. That was the Disney.
What did a 12-pack, 12-ounce cans of Coca-Cola
Oh, I was going to say, I could have told you another price.
Pabst Blue Ribbon. Coca-Cola 12-pack, 12 cans in 1994.
You got me.
I don't know what they are. I buy
$4.
$1.99
for a 12-pack?
12-pack.
Oh, 12-pack. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, this popular cooking item was released in 1994 by a boxer.
Oh, George Foreman.
Grill, yeah.
Grill, and
you know what? Here's the thing. He had a lot of contributors from his 5 sons. George Foreman, George Foreman, George Foreman, George Foreman.
And so on and so on.
How many does he have?
5. I think he's got 5 or 6.
Yeah. And he has a daughter named Georgette.
George.
Okay, who won the World Series in 94?
Oakland A's.
Nobody.
Oh, that was the year.
That was the strike year. Okay.
Strike.
Oh.
Dallas was the Super Bowl champ.
That's the last time they won it, I think.
Remember Kim Basinger?
Oh, yeah.
I do remember Kim Basinger.
Married to Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was not a very pleasant ending.
That got
yeah, that got ugly.
Oh, that. Cindy Crawford, by the way, is from Sycamore, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, I got
where? She was a DeKalb.
Sycamore, Illinois.
She was a DeKalb Barb.
Let me make a confession. Okay,
What, Dave?
Okay, like right now, you have the camera on me.
I do, and I'm going to keep it right there while you tell us this admission.
And okay, it's a confession, and I'm learning as we do this.
Yes.
I move my hands way too much, and I apologize, folks. Because
you know what? That's the way I speak, and that's the way I speak
I know
on radio.
And it's very annoying.
If you do it or I do it, it's annoying. If he does it, it's not.
It's because I don't know. See, I'm doing it again.
You are.
Hands still. I don't like to watch a speaker that is constantly moving their hands. I get nauseous.
Mark, excuse me, I just hit the wrong button.
Yes, sir.
Mark, how many things can we put a list together of the things that Dave does that annoys us?
You guys are excellent.
That list would be...
I'm learning from you.
I'd need 2 or 3 notebooks.
Let
me just throw this out there, you know.
I'm learning from you. I'm learning from you guys. You guys are the pros. You have a 2-day jump on me on this escapade. Well, see,
I'm thinking
it's not
as well.
Easy.
We're going to use this video system. I'm pretty sure we're going to use it on election night as well. For the live stuff.
Will that be presentable? And of course, Double D is a Facebook.
He's a sensation.
What's the word I'm looking for? Icon.
Aficionado.
That too. That's a good word. I could spell it. But Derek has some video experience.
Doing the wobble.
Is that on YouTube?
I don't think it is.
Good.
Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, it can stay off.
That's a hard image to burn out of your retinas.
Yeah. It is.
Well, we'll have a good time this weekend. A week from Saturday is the Veterans Parade.
Yes.
A week from Sunday at 11 a.m. out at Maple Hill Cemetery is the Veterans Day service put on by the VFW.
Will you be in uniform?
I will.
I thought so.
Be in probably be one of the shooters for the volley.
You're talking about the salute, I hope. You're not
21 gun salute.
You're not talking about putting anybody up against a wall, I hope.
It's a volley of. Anyway, it's not a 21 gun salute.
It's 7 guns that shoot 3 times apiece.
But you can have fewer guns.
Ah, okay.
You can have fewer guns, but they each fire 3 times.
That's
a week.
The things we learn here.
I know.
The things we learn. The things we do for love.
The things we are admonished for.
But remember, tomorrow night when you retire,
what is that? Daylight saving time? Is that what that is?
What are we saving anyway? More daylight? Is that what we're doing?
It's a joke, guys. It's something that has passed its time. It's crazy. There's no need to do it.
You don't think so? I like it.
You go home from work at 3. But a lot of people that go home at work at 5, it's dark.
Right.
No, I don't like it. No. Find me 5 people that like the time we're switching to.
Well, I'm going to be.
Here's the kicker.
Okay.
Fast time. You ever hear it called that?
Never. Heard that one.
Yes. No. Fast time. You look in the local paper; they'll say it.
That means I can get into a tree later in the morning. And I have to get out of my tree.
You could fall out sooner, yes.
Guys, we got to get
Okay, see yous.
.9 is WFI.